Hello and welcome to another Tom's Guide Arcade. I'm here with Mr. Marshall Honoroff.
Hey George, how are you?
Good. You're going to take me to ancient Greece, semi-historically accurate. You're going to show me right now by jumping off a thing.
Let's start, as every good Assassin's Creed game does, with a leap of faith. Alright.
That felt good.
That is one of the most fun parts. I actually kind of want to do that again, because, as George pointed out, one of the fun new features of Odyssey is that once you get to a certain level, you no longer have to jump into the haystacks. Now you just kind of jump. And I love the little athletics that Alexios does. If I can get this right.
This is a Assassin's Creed Odyssey, by the way.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah.
Oh,
no, hit a tree.
that worked.
You know what? We'll probably see it another time. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is the latest game in, of course, the long-running Assassin's Creed series, which is one of my very favorites. I've been looking forward to this one for a while. Coming out October 5th. Ubisoft has given us permission to stream some stuff early, and although our full review is going to be out on the 1st, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so we are going to be avoiding some things just because there is a video embargo, so there's some things we can't talk about and can't show, but we'll do our best to talk around it. And my first question is, Marshall, this looks a lot like Assassin's Creed Origins in both gameplay. How about combat and systems? Is it more of the same of Origins, or does it go back to like Syndicate or the parrying counter system?
I think the easiest way would probably just be to show you. Let's go get into a difficult combat here. One of the quests... Sorry, guy. One of the quests I've been working on is to slay a bunch of, not mythical creatures, but legendary creatures. These are the biggest, baddest representatives of their species. And one of them is the Nemean lion, which I guess Hercules didn't do a good job slaying the first time around, so I'm going to try this again. For my money, the combat is pretty similar to Origins, except this time around there is no shield. Instead, you get a number of active abilities you can use by building up sort of a fury meter. This is what they call it in the Wolverine game. I forget what it's called here. But
Before you go into Berserker mode?
Yeah.
Much like Origins, I'm getting some Witcher vibes here.
There is definitely a lot of inspiration from The Witcher in that you can ride around your horse everywhere. He'll automatically follow roads. He'll take you to the important quest locations. But there is a little DIY. Finding the objectives. You gotta fly around with your eagle, Ikaros, which took me a couple seconds to realize just how clever that name was. But
and your eagle acts more or less like a drone, and it'll just tag units when you're ready to start assassinating people.
Yep. But
that's a lion.
That's a lion.
That is a lion.
I should probably take care of some of these smaller lions before I go for the big lion.
How far are you along in the game? I'm seeing numbers. I just don't know. I'm seeing them out of context. I don't know if you're doing good damage or...
I think I'm doing good damage. As a matter of fact, I can show the inventory system here. Might be a good time to show it off. As you said, a lot like Origins, but many, many more options, especially when it comes to armor. You got helmets, bracers, armor pieces, loincloths, boots. Weapon-wise, I've been using this heavy blade. Every type of weapon has different pros and cons, like before. Swords are well-balanced, but you gotta get in close to use them. My favorite so far are actually spears, which are fast, but have a lot of range on them. I'm gonna put my secondary weapon here as a spear, but I'm gonna want a lot of damage against this lion. Let's try to stick with the heavy blade.
That's really cool. It looks like there's a ton of loot in this game.
There is. At some point you will hit the loot cap, and then you got to spend a good 15 minutes just selling stuff to a blacksmith, but...
Oh!
There you go. That was the big eagle jump. Oh, that is a big lion.
That's a very big and angry lion.
Alright, so let's try to set him on fire. That might help. One of my abilities, I've been investing heavily in the warrior abilities, to light my weapons on fire and use that against my enemies.
And I guess you get burning damage on him. Oh, that's at 9 something.
I can also get that on myself, apparently. I can also heal, which could come in handy.
Do 800 damage. Get that bonus. Did you just Spartan kick him in the tail?
Kick the lion. Now, I learned this the hard way. You really shouldn't engage these smaller enemies because they will just respawn. This is going to be those long fights, I think.
I think it's good to start with a boss battle and just sort of see how it goes. And then these are all your skills on the lower left?
Yep. So right now I'm using the flaming weapons ability. Should light this guy on fire for a bit. I'm also going to use the healing, because I could definitely use some of that. Now, there are 3 different ways you can build your character in this game. You can do the combat abilities, as I'm showing right now. You can try for... when you get a perfect dodge, it slows down just a little. You can get assassin abilities, which are what they sound like. You know, that's all your traditional sneaking and stabbing people in the back. You can also get hunter abilities. That's with a bow. I feel like might come in handy here, but I have invested nothing in them so far.
So I noticed in Origins, you weren't actually doing much like traditional assassinating. It did feel more just like an action RPG. Is this similar here?
It's more similar than not. However, assassination is a very big part of one aspect of the game, and unfortunately that's an aspect I can't show you. Ubisoft asked us not to reveal all of this stuff. So how can I talk around this? Let's say that you will get very clear assassination missions, and you can tackle them pretty much at your own pace. You'll know them when you see them.
Okay. But no more of the, like, there's a guy in a big church, you can work your way around him, hit a thing, and maybe he'll accidentally kill himself, or, you know, you... I guess what I'm asking is, are you doing more of the one-shot hidden blade to the back of the neck type stuff?
Well, you can if you invest in the assassination skill tree.
Okay.
Again, it's really on how you want to play, and I think that has both positives and negatives, as it did in Origins. You're not going to get that really, really beautiful sneak up, one-shot, perfect kill, unique kill opportunity. But on the other hand, one of the things I do like a lot about Origins, and a lot about Odyssey, kick the lion in the face, I do like that, is that when you screw up, not if, because, come on, you can see how much I've screwed up already just in this one little boss fight, but when you screw up...
Oh, you got a bonus. 15% damage more to animals.
Oh, good. So when you screw up, it's not a death sentence. You don't have to stop playing, you don't have to reload. You can see how things go in open combat.
And it looks like you'll be able to kind of like fight your way out of most situations if need be.
Yeah. The only problem with a situation like this is that if you didn't have some warrior abilities, I don't know how you would fight these really, really durable enemies. Obviously, you can't sneak up and assassinate a lion. Especially not the Nemean lion.
The lion of lions.
I don't want to jinx it, but he's definitely losing some HP there, right?
Yeah, he's winding down. If this was Monster Hunter, he'd be like licking his wounds and like slowly trying to escape you from that.
You know what it reminds me? You ever played Dark Souls with the Great Grey Wolf Sif?
Yeah.
There you go. That's the Nemean lion.
Loot him!
Let's see what he's got. Probably some skins.
Alright, finally stop wiggling.
Got the Nemean lion pelt. Yep. Got a pretty good amount of... Yeah, it's a good chunk of XP. Like Origins, there are certain XP thresholds that you'll have to reach before you can do certain plot quests. My next plot quest is at level 32. I'm at 31 right now. Every bit helps.
So in the meantime, so basically in between story missions, you'll find these kind of filler missions and distractions to get you going.
Well, there are plenty of missions. You know what? As long as I don't show off the plot missions, I think I can at least scroll through the quest screen.
Yeah, I think just a quick glance to see what like your journal is. Like that's a lot.
Here, I can start showing off stuff here. Got finding treasure from pirates and exploring caves. There are some missions like this, you know, explore 20 caves. You do that as the game goes on. You get a big chunk of XP when that finishes. Then you've got stuff to raid Spartan bases, to hunt all these legendary animals. There's contracts to assassinate certain people or to find certain objects. So a lot of traditional Assassin's Creed stuff and a lot of filler activities. I will be honest, some of the stuff you're doing because it's really fun, and some of the stuff you're doing because you need that equipment or you need that level, but it's good to have the option. Inventory, what did I get that's new?
You got stuff, yeah.
Got the mini belt, that's good. What? Folks.
I think what we should do is take a look at the boat and head to one of these random islands and get into trouble.
I think it's a good idea. All right.
All right, General Marshal, where are we going?
Okay, while we're jumping to the boat, I wanted to show off the world map a little. As you can see, it is huge. You start off in this island over here, Peloponnesian, which itself is not tiny. And you sail all the way over to Megaris for some of the first big plot missions. up to Phokis, currently exploring Argos. They use a lot of the more traditional Greek spellings here, so Corinthia instead of Corinth, and Attica is Athens, big city in the game.
Do you find yourself staying in particular places longer, or is just you're just kind of moving on to one island to the next?
I find that because there is this one big landmass that connects a lot of the different plot missions, I tended to stay in one place toward the beginning of the game, but then, and this is what it's like to review a game, right? I realized that I only had so much time to get through this game. I better start moving to these islands. So now I've been exploring the islands more and more. And like other Assassin's Creed games, the nice thing is that once you sync a viewpoint, you can just fast travel back there at any time.
Cool.
So what I've been doing is, everywhere I go, if I don't do all the quests, I'll sync a viewpoint and say I'll come back.
Give me a tour of the ship.
All right.
Does it have a name?
It has a name. It's called the Adrestia. I wish I knew what Adrestia meant. I should have looked that up. So, like Assassin's Creed 4,
Ooh.
big...
My favorite of all the Assassin's Creeds, Black Flag, is excellent. You should play that.
This is not quite as extensive as Black Flag, but having a ship is important, and managing your ship's important. I can show you the upgrade screen real quick for that.
Is there a naval conflict? Because I noticed you guys, ancient Greece did not have cannons.
They didn't have cannons. They did have arrows and javelins, like in Origins.
Oh.
I don't have enough ancient tablets to upgrade but as you see, I'm getting some of these rare and epic upgrades.
Oh,
the
so
ship's doing pretty well.
So you'll actually have dudes launch spears at other ships and stuff?
Why don't we go take a look?
Yes.
These guys are... Athenians. I want to attack the Athenians or Spartans?
Go to Spartans, I feel like.
Alright, you think the Spartans can put up a better fight?
Yeah. And they seem like jerks, so...
So, this game takes place during the Peloponnesian War. Began in 431 BCE. And that was... boiled down a lot of complicated history here. Athens versus Sparta.
Cool.
So like a lot of Assassin's Creed games, there's a war as the backdrop here. Get some friendly dolphins.
This is
alongside
gorgeous.
the ship. Yep.
Give us like a nice panning shot again. Just go around.
Yeah. Nice and slow.
Oh, yeah. Did you customize that sail?
I didn't get to customize the sail, but there are a couple different options to pick from. I don't want to mislead people into thinking that this is Assassin's Creed 4-2.
Right.
Because you're mostly using the ship to get from one island to the next, because there's so many islands in Greece. In real life, there's so many islands in Greece. But when you're going from island to island in the middle of a war zone, you do occasionally have to fire some arrows.
Right, so the focus is not naval conflict. There is some conflict, but not this.
But you do want to engage in naval conflict.
Do it.
Arrows away.
Oh, man.
The more you upgrade your ship, the more arrows you can launch, the more javelins you can launch.
Can you board them?
Absolutely.
Do it.
Right. Gotta soften them up a bit first.
I like the look of your guys. Do you, does that play a role in any of these men? Do you, like, what's the, are you a general? What is your character in relation to the kind of like the grand story going on? Ouch.
Here you go, initiate boarding. As you can see, naval combat's a lot faster and smoother than, it's not so much about this very, very deep, intense naval combat system. It's more about upgrading your ship, fighting a bit, then kicking these guys off the side. There he goes.
Oh. Is that a named character? Is that a captain of some sort? Or?
Yep, I just kicked the captain off the boat. Some other named characters are
that's
a
cool.
little stronger. Sometimes you can recruit these named characters into your own crew. Let's see if I have that option here. But the thing is, you have to knock them out.
Oh, okay. So
that's one of the beautiful things about the kick. It knocks people out rather than killing them outright.
So you just killed that guy outright.
I just killed that guy outright. I'm gonna kill this guy outright.
Oh, okay. Oh, super dead. Wow.
And when you board a ship,
oh,
not only does it restore your ship's health, but you also get extra treasure. Oh yeah, here you go.
I set sails. I want you to be with me.
hey, we're friends now. Don't worry about it. All right, get out of here.
right.
Get out of here.
Get outta here, man. As a matter of fact, yeah, let's open the ship menu. So I just recruited Phylas. There he is. He's actually not that great of a recruitable character, but That's the thing, you just recruit characters as you go, and some of them are good and some of them aren't. You pick your favorites, and they're your lieutenants.
Is there a cap to how many lieutenants you can have?
You can have one to begin with, and then as you upgrade the hull of your ship, you can support more and more.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That was a shark?
There's a shark, yeah. Want to see the shark up close?
Yeah, let's do it.
Alright. This is not at all safe. I don't recommend doing this. Let's see the shark.
I really like the look of this game.
I got to try it on the PS4 Pro yesterday as well. It's
skivvies.
absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, you're definitely going to be seeing a lot of your character's loincloth, so I guess take that into account when you choose your character at the beginning. This blood will attract some shit.
That's really cool. This just seems like one of those...
The ship sinking, yeah.
Oh, wow. This just seems like one of those games that are so immense that, like, I can appreciate how big it is, but knowing that, like, I maybe can give it 10 hours before the nature of what we do, we don't have that much time to just kind of linger on a game.
There he is.
Oh, yeah. Fight that shark.
All right. I will say that fighting sharks is pretty tough, but I'm going to give it a try.
Oh, you're just going to straight up...
Where is he?
I don't think that shark wants anything to do with you.
No, I think he's more interested in eating the things that are already dead. We're going to try.
So weird.
Bother the shark over here.
I feel like if the shark doesn't want anything to do with you, we can take that as a good sign. Yeah, he's just like, nah, maybe he's full.
Yeah. When there aren't a whole lot of dead sailors around to eat, those sharks can get pretty aggressive.
That's amazing.
All right. There are also whales, not like the huge blue whales and the sperm whales that you saw in...
oh, another shark. Right.
Yep. But there are...
are your lieutenants there also, or...?
Yep. They're all hanging around here somewhere. You actually asked about my people on the ship. Mm-hmm. So you have some cosmetic upgrades here.
Yes.
And if you played Origins, you can unlock Magi's.
Oh, sweet.
So I now have a crew full of Egyptian Magi.
This reminds me of, if you ever played any of the Saints Row games, you can decide the look of your gangs, whether it's like, I want dudes in suits, or I want ninjas.
Get some of these... The wood is actually one of the rarest resources in the game. You have to fight other ships to get it. So the more of that you get, the better you can upgrade your ship.
That's awesome.
All right. Where were we sailing exactly?
I have no idea. What do we want to do?
You know what I think? Let's go explore a new island.
Cool.
Let's see what island I haven't gone to. I haven't gone to Melos yet.
Let's try it.
Melos. Right at my level range. So there. And again, not shocking, but these are all real Greek islands. The geography doesn't line up one-to-one with actual Greece, but I've been looking at Google Maps while I've been playing this, and it's pretty close.
It's close enough.
Yeah. So, not shockingly, a lot of research went into this game.
Yeah. But I can tell that, like, clearly the Ubisoft team had... there are locations that you know, it's like, oh, they definitely had a lot of fun going to Greece and taking tens and thousands of photos.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, for research. Oh, we've got a photo mode? Oh, awesome. So we have a tradition where when we end it on the final video, we end it in a photo mode. So just keep that in mind.
We'll keep that in mind
when we're ready to wrap.
Very good.
Cherie has taken a couple of good ones. Mike has taken a couple of good ones in Spider-Man. But yeah, it's got a photo mode. We will highlight it at the very end.
This might be too inside baseball, but it absolutely broke my heart. I took this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful photo in Assassin's Creed Origins of characters sitting on the back of a camel and looking out over this vista, these ships going in and out of the lighthouse. And we made our best photo modes in game slideshow. And I said, can we use this one? And they said no.
Oh, no.
Melos, let's see what you got.
So, I noticed you mentioned earlier we were talking about mythical and legendary beasts. So, it looks like this kind of game leans towards the fantastical at some point?
A little bit. That's actually one of the things I can't talk too much about. I will say that if you're familiar with balance of realism versus mysticism in Origins, then it's a similar balance to that. There's nothing that's outright, oh, this is so crazy it could never, ever possibly happen, but, oh, careful. Whoa. Careful of that. But yeah, I did not know this, but a lot of the Greek islands are volcanic.
Wow. I was going to say, well, look, we found a magic island.
Yeah.
But you're docking here to get to there.
Probably should have docked over there, in retrospect. Hey, you know what? Let's fast travel to an island where there's already something going.
All right, perfect.
I haven't done much on Mykonos yet.
Let's go Mykonos. A fun vacation spot for people.
Oh, good. There's actually, I was talking about unlocking viewpoints to, I know what's going to happen. There's going to be one. Because one of the things this game has that I can talk about is a mercenary system.
Wait.
Some people have compared this to the Nemesis system in Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War. It's not quite that deep. You're not going to have enemies that you build up this big relationship with over time. But there are mercenaries who are procedurally generated who will track you down as you become more and more notorious.
Oh, neat.
And as you get more and more notorious, not only do the mercenaries get harder, but more of them will come after you. You could be raiding some big enemy base, and all of a sudden, in addition to whatever boss you're fighting, you've also got a mercenary coming in after you.
Or do they just show up as a regular army? Is there any fanfare when they show up, or it's just like, hey, I'm here to kill you?
There's no fanfare like in Shadow of Mordor, where you'd have the orc say, oh, this is my personality trait, and this is what I'm going to do to you, ranger. But each one has a different battle strategy, so some of them will attack with flaming weapons or bows or spears. A lot of them have animal companions, which makes it a little more difficult. The only warning you get, there's always a loud horn in the background. So when you hear that horn, you'll know the mercenary. Bye.
Wait.
I'm gonna make my way over to... Oh, sure. Oh, apparently I have a quest here.
Oh. When it focuses in on that is a...
There's the rebel hideout.
Oh, yes. Actually, I think this is either the E-quest or similar to the quest I was playing at E3, so folks might have seen this already. This might be a good opportunity to get into a conversation and go off some of the mechanics there. One of the big things about this game is that you can choose your responses in conversations, and it will shape how the story plays out. Obviously, you can't discuss too much of that either, but I have already seen some big differences in certain story quests because of decisions I've made.
Awesome.
Some people could live. So there are big differences depending on how you tackle these story quests. I've seen some people live or die depending on actions. I've gotten rewarded, I've gotten mad at me, I'm able to romance at least one character.
Nice.
Who then join my crew.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not necessarily going to show this, but this game has already become a meme because early on in the game you can climb a giant statue of Zeus, and the statue is of course naked, so draw your own conclusions as to what people had been climbing, taking screenshots of.
Ah, so you're hanging off certain things.
As a matter of fact, if you want to see it, it's not that hard to get to.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Okay, let's have that be the grand finale.
Oh yeah, we'll do a photo mode there. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just to show that we all have the emotional maturity of 12-year-olds here.
Oh.
I have been doing those eagle dives now for, what, 11 years? And I still never get tired of them.
They're nice. They're graceful. That's what I appreciate about them.
There's a perfect symmetry.
Yeah.
Crack this quest here. Talk to these rebels and see.
And this is Alexia, so you can also pick his sister from the beginning of the game also.
Yep. His sister Cassandra. And depending on which one you pick... I actually asked one of the Ubisoft guys about this at a press event a few weeks ago, whether you'd have to play through the game twice. And they said, no, it's really just about... hear that...
Yeah, someone's nearby.
Rather than have this mercenary wreck the whole bandit camp. Going to...
Oh, he is around somewhere.
Sometimes you can see them on the mini-map. This time. Alright, let's go see what the rebels are doing. Oh, so I was curious as to whether it'd be worth playing through twice. Developers said no, it's really just which character you want to follow. Okay. And having gone through the story, I can tell already there are some differences depending on whom you pick, but it doesn't change the overall direction of the story.
Oh, you think he's in here?
Oh, maybe.
I'm waiting for you here.
It would be a good place to set up an ambush. Oh.
I'm looking for the one called Kira.
Oh boy.
Kira.
I've come in response to a call for help. You missed.
I think she missed it all.
I'm here to spy. dressed in a dirty disguise?
Does he always look kind of like shift? He's always just kind of like, I see his eyes kind of darting around like,
Yeah.
you're not rebels, you're drunks.
I have to say you're not rebels, you're
I
drunks.
came to help a fierce group of rebels, but I show up and they're all drunk.
Podarkis
I like
and
this
his
guy.
men have been hunting and killing us without mercy.
One of the things I don't think that the series necessarily gets enough credit for is that it has really, really good mocap.
Hmm.
It's easy to track characters just based on their facial expressions. Some of the best scenes in this game have not had any dialogue at all.
Hmm. Is he flashing back or?
Yeah, these white scenes
Oh.
usually a flashback.
Are these the Spartans
He won't
or the?
rest until all who oppose him are dead.
That looks Athenian, actually.
We
Oh.
are all that's
I forget
left
who's blue and who's red.
In this game, it's Athenians are blue, Spartans are red. I don't know if that's exactly historically accurate, but it's easy enough color coding. I think Asian mythology did the same thing.
So are you? So you're essentially choosing a side in this war? Are you? How are you influencing the outcome of this?
So you had asked me
conflict?
before what my role in the war was, and I was going to explain that Alexios or Cassandra is a mystios, and I had to look up this word. Apparently it's a biblical word. It means hired man, but in this context it means mercenary.
Okay.
So you've grown up a mercenary, just kind of making your money wherever, and as such you're willing to play both sides against each other for this war. So you will aid the Athenians at times and the Spartans at times. It's actually most similar in a lot of ways, but especially in this way, to Assassin's Creed 3, where you were both helping the American rebels and helping the British rebels.
Your note mentions Podarkis. I'm going to find him.
I'm going to kill him.
I love everyone's fake Greek accent in this
Yeah.
game. It's like the fake Italian accents in Assassin's Creed 2.
Look at this guy. We just right up this guy's skirt. It's like combat skirt.
Forget the actual name for that. There is some sort of word for that big
like a battle
leather
dress or something.
Yeah. It might just be skirt.
I like combat. Yeah, let's just go. Let him hang out, man.
Yeah. Hey, it's Greece, man. Anything goes. Oh, and in case people were curious, yes, if you play as Alexios, you can romance men and women. If you play as Cassandra, you can romance both men and women.
Oh, okay.
So, which is actually historically accurate. Greece was pretty cool about that kind of thing.
Love is love.
If things are so miserable, why doesn't Delos abandon the league?
Podarkis sends Athenian soldiers to collect money from us.
There's a lot of exposition if you want. You can just jump right into the plot stuff, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's extra information will A, really help you know what's going on, and B, where to go. I think by the end of this we should get a quest with exploration mode, which is one of the best new features in the game. It's very, very minor, but it's so much fun to find things for yourself.
So with dialogue, you just got to run through whatever 3 options you have.
And your rebels are
And I guess when you're in that like exposition phase, you can just sort of do option 1, 2, 3. Is there any way to skip it, or?
Yeah, you can skip it if you want. You still have to choose a response, but once you choose your response, you can just press
Okay,
circle over and over and over. Okay, so it looks like because I'm going with Kira? I admit that I sort of missed. Because I'm going with Kira, it's not going to show me exploration mode, but rather than, you know, in most Assassin's Creed games, you get a plot objective, it's over there, go do it. Here, you get, well, this is the general location, go and find it yourself.
A polemarchos named Thaletas and a handful of Spartans landed on Mykonos not long before you.
It's their
Exposition while you're running is my favorite kind of exposition.
Thaletas needs
I like the ships in the distance as you're just kind of like cruising by, like.
Oh yeah, and like Origins, and like most Assassin's Creed games, if you see it off in the distance, you just go there.
PR person from 2014.
Oh, shoot. I did not mean to. But honestly, I do think that's a cool feature. I'm just gonna assassinate this guy.
Oh,
Whoa, double team. The other one. Oh, there he is.
did he take cover?
Not well enough.
I don't know, man. I feel like if I'm set on fire, I stop fighting. Like my next instinct is I need to get this fire off me, not just like I'm gonna keep shooting arrows at you.
So like any game with a lot of enemies that you fight over and over, you do start hearing some of the same enemy responses over time, but there's one that cracks me up every single time I hear it. You light an enemy combatant on fire, sometimes they'll just yell, "Ah! I'm on effing fire!" I'm like, yes, if I were on fire, that is exactly what I would yell.
I feel like I would yell help.
They yell that too. Okay, why do we have to take horses 100 feet? Get that. Oh, are we
Just
gonna...
moving things along.
Oh, we're not going to sneak our way around. We're going to go in open combat.
Perfect. That's what I prefer.
All right. I'm going to show you my favorite combat skill in this game. The shield breaker.
Oh, that's nice.
Not only do you take the shield, you smack him with it.
Ugh.
That wasn't slowdown. Sometimes in the game it gives you an extra second to dodge if it's feeling generous.
That's cool.
Especially if two enemies are attacking you.
How did you find the combat overall?
I still have some trouble accepting that, you know, everyday dudes can take 40 or 50 axe slashes to the face, regardless of how high level they are. I do kind of miss some of the earlier games where, okay, they can take 2 or 3 sword slashes and they're dead. You know, has the statute of limitations passed on Assassin's Creed 4 spoilers at this point? I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, because the final boss, I'm not saying who the final boss is, in case you haven't played, but I will say that the final boss of that game, you can literally kill him in one hit, and it's not some sort of big secret cheat code. You know, in the final encounter is more of a puzzle, and you wind up right above him, so of course you can airdrop and assassinate him, and that's all it takes. And at that point, you kind of put your time in. I wasn't that bummed that, because, you know, he's not some superhero. He's this old governor dude. Of course, you're not gonna be able to slash him 1,000 times.
Right, but it also makes sense in, like, in the mechanics of the world that you live in. Like, yeah, you should be able to kill everyone in one shot because the game has been letting you do that for so long.
Right. And it's a little different when you introduce levels into the mix, so I guess that's just the...
It's just the nature of being an RPG.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
wasn't even done
No,
yet.
no, that's enough, man.
I guess that means I won.
Yeah, I think you win. Yeah, when you take off a dude's face, I think you won the conflict.
That looks evil.
Yeah. Oh.
You fought well, Kira.
Ooh, so is he a looking good guy, or is he just a bad guy?
Spartan?
Little scales of justice means you're lying.
I was, but that was a long
I've only
time.
lied once in this game so
Spartan
far.
blood is eternal
This
to me.
prisoner had basically taken a very bad stab wound to the
Yeah.
gut. He said, "How's it look?" I said, "You're gonna be fine."
They call me Thaletas. I was Polemarchos to the Spartans here.
Olemark. Okay.
Yep. Well, Amarks are some of the hardest enemies to fight in this game, and you have to fight a certain number of them for some quests.
There are only a few of us left. We've all lost friends to this war.
Have you been playing him more like a jerk, or where have you been, or just kind of like lovable scoundrel?
I'm going lovable scoundrel.
Okay.
I'm sarcastic sometimes, but I've never actually lied aside from that one time. I do quests for free, especially when they're friends or children or things like that.
Now or meet us there
And
later.
I try to be merciful to people.
Oh, we can
You know
meet him
what?
later.
Well, let's go later, because that's not a plot quest. That's sort of like an island quest. Let's go do something more freeform. Oh, speaking of which, you see how much those bounty hunters want me now.
Oh, nice.
Seems to be 1 5.
Yeah, I
Shall
think we
try
should.
our luck?
Yeah, let's end it on.
there
Oh,
it
great.
is.
Let's end it on.
right.
Giving this guy the business.
I hope I can, because it is not impossible that his friends are going to show up.
And if you feel at any point motivated to take a photo of this conflict, you can do that. Ooh, yeah, put the camera behind your guy, because he looks all casual and stuff. Like, it's just not a big deal. That man is on fire.
Let's go. I got this from another angle.
Should be able to offset it.
Okay. Closer?
Yeah, maybe like closer over his shoulder. Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
he doesn't care. Like,
Wait, I've got it.
and then drop it.
3.
Yeah, don't worry about
No. Yeah, I guess we only have 15 minutes left anyway. Also, Wisby's license can't be verified.
it. It's fine. It says that it's not going to do anything in 15 minutes.
Okay. You know how to get... So what does it say?
Do you have offset?
Oh,
there we go.
There we go. You can tell how much I've used photo mode in this game. Oh, I'm... Right there?
That's okay. Oh, we can fix it with a filter. There you go. I think that's good. We can
Right
we can
there.
do good in post. Let's go to edit mode.
Oh, whoops.
Saved it.
You know what? I should still get another chance. Yeah, edit mode. That filters. That's the field exposure, temperature. What did you have in mind?
let's do depth of field. He doesn't matter. Oh, is that not what that means? Oh.
Doesn't seem to be... Oh, looks like I'm going to be in focus either way. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really need the opponent being focused because he's just on fire. Who
Yeah,
cares?
but it's not doing it unless. Didn't yet.
Right. Oh, yeah. That.
There.
Perfect.
Okay. Saturation, color saturation.
Yeah, let's see what we can do fun-wise. Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
That's the one. Take the photo.
That's it right there?
Yeah, take the photo.
Oh, tint. I gotta try tint. I can't not try. Never mind. That was
That was gross.
Tint was a mistake.
What? No.
What just happened? Okay. That is the photo. Should
Awesome.
we finish the combat?
Yeah, let's kill him.
All right.
Then we'll call it. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, looks like you got this guy.
Whoa.
Is he
Wait,
running?
way to dodge my kick, man.
Oh, look out.
Doesn't look like he's alone anymore.
In the business. Oh, you bought a friend. Oh, is that this another dude? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like I said, these mercenaries are uncompromising. They will absolutely team up on you.
Take down, what's his name? Leokitties, the uncommitted. You commit to being dead.
He's so uncommitted, maybe he won't be committed to killing me. If I can fight both these guys at once. It's not easy, but it can be done. And also, this is a relatively good situation to fight these mercenaries in because I'm not trying to take on a whole camp right now.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get out of here. I don't want to get poisoned.
So that has happened. You're kind of in the middle of a conflict, and then these dudes just show up.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, at that point, at first I was tempted to stay and fight, and I made that mistake. I don't know.
Ooh, ow.
That was not good.
Kind of like the spear play here. Oh! I can kind of get into this combat. This looks good. So would you recommend... I think I only played like an hour or two of Origins. Yeah, is that something worth diving back into?
I would say at least until this comes out.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if I have a strong preference between the two at this point. I think that Origins was great in part just because it was so unexpected. After I like Syndicate, but Origins was a big departure from that.
Yeah.
Whereas this is now very similar to Origins in a lot of ways.
So really, if you're more into just kind of, I dig ancient Greece, this is probably a good one of those Assassin's Creeds to jump into.
I mean, it is as close to ancient Greece as you're going to get. I know that this is lost its
Oh, you
novelty.
got a third guy.
We got a third guy. This is the point at which I think I've got to...
Oof, oof.
Now I am on fire, so that is the point at
You
which
are the
I
fire
break
guy.
out. Right. Eggle the youngster.
So what
You
happens
win
when you
this round.
escape? Do they become stronger, or...
No, they do become stronger as you level up.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But they'll
well,
just
one of the guys left his horse.
they'll just come bug you another day.
Yeah.
Cool.
If I don't deal with them now, I'll have to deal with them later.
All right. Let's wrap up. What are your kind of final thoughts on this guy?
I'm gonna have more thorough thoughts in the review. I think that it gets a lot of stuff right. It has some pacing issues that I want to talk more about. It's not easy to see in a half-hour chunk. But I will say that I've been playing this game now for about 30 hours, and I don't think you can finish this game in 30 hours. One of the things I liked about previous games, even Origins, is that if you really set your mind to it, you can just blow through the main story and take care of all the stuff later. That's not the case here, and it's much, much harder to... You really have to do the main quest, a lot of side quest, main quest, a lot of side quest thing, and that's going to rub some people the wrong way.
Yeah, that's a good move. Should have took a photo here, but...
Yeah. Oh, and I will show you very briefly, because you were asking that before. As you can see, tier 5. I'm the lowest man on the totem pole in tier 5. But every tier comes with different abilities.
And you'll just move your way up, I guess, as you're
Yep.
finishing these guys off.
Here's one of the guys I just defeated. And
Aw.
since I bumped him off in tier 6, I'm now part of tier 5.
It's so sad.
Working my way up the chain.
Nice.
There are 9 tiers altogether, so I'm doing pretty well.
Sweet. Well, thank you, Marshall, for showing us Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is coming out on the 5th. My review will be up on the 1st. See
Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys.
you next time.
Bye.